Article 2, Section 25 affirms that governance in the Philippines should not be overly centralized in Manila. Instead, local governments must enjoy a degree of autonomy to address the needs of their communities. However, the Supreme Court has clarified that autonomy here means decentralization, not sovereignty. Local governments are empowered with administrative functions, but they remain integral parts of one republic, subject to the Constitution and national laws. In Basco versus Pagcor, the court stressed that local autonomy does not mean sovereignty. LGUs cannot act as independent states. There is no imperium in imperio, no state within a state. Autonomy means LGUs have wider leeway in managing their affairs, but they must always operate within the framework of the Constitution and national law. In other words, autonomy empowers without severing LGUs from the Republic. The court in Limbuna versus Mangilin explained that there are two types of decentralization. First, decentralization of administration, delegation of administrative powers to LGUs for more responsive governance. Here, the national government retains control and supervision. Second, decentralization of power, abdication of powers by the national governments, leading to quasi-sovereign LGUs. Now, this is generally not intended under the Constitution, except for autonomous regions like the Cordillera and the BARM, Bangsamoro. Of course, we know for a fact that we only have one autonomous region for now. We have the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region for Muslim Mindanao, or BARM. Thus, Philippine local autonomy is administrative, not political independence. The Local Government Code of 1991, Republic Act number 7160, gave teeth to the constitutional policy of autonomy. It granted LGUs, first, fiscal autonomy, the power to raise local revenues and a just share in national taxes. Second, administrative autonomy, authority to implement programs and manage resources. And third, limited political autonomy, meaning the power to elect local leaders and pass ordinances consistent with national law. While the code expanded LGU powers, national oversight remains through the DILG and Congress. So we have key cases on local autonomy include Basco versus Pagcor, which means autonomy is decentralization, not sovereignty. Limbuna versus Mangilin, which states that the distinction between decentralization of administration versus decentralization of power. Ours is a decentralization of administration, not decentralization of power. In the case of Judge Dadola versus COA, fiscal autonomy is important, but LGUs must still comply with accountability mechanisms. These cases show that while LGUs are empowered, they remain subordinate instrumentalities of the national government. The implications of Section 25 are clear. 1. LGUs may craft local policies tailored to their communities. However, their authority is always bounded by national law. Second, special cases like the BARM enjoy greater powers but still exist under Philippine sovereignty. The vision for responsive governance, with decisions made closer to the people while maintaining national unity. To conclude, Article 2, Section 25 guarantees local autonomy as a form of administrative decentralization. It does not create independent states, but empowers LGUs to respond to local needs effectively. Through the Local Government Code of 1991, LGUs gained fiscal, administrative, and limited political autonomy, subject, of course, to national law. The Supreme Court, in its jurisprudence, affirms that autonomy empowers but does not sever. The ultimate vision is people-centered governance within one Philippine Republic.